You have the floor, sir. In the name of Allah, the most merciful, the most passionate, His Holiness Pope Francis, the Pope of the Vatican, His Eminence, the Grand Imam of Al-Azhar. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me at the outset to greet the Pope of Francis in Egypt as a dear guest and a unique personality and a spiritual and religious personality that is glorified of millions of people throughout the whole world, throughout the religions alike. And it pleases me to affirm that whole appreciation of the personality of His Holiness the Pope Francis and his noble stances that open and hope energy of into the human that culture the hope and in the hearts of the people and eradicated evil. Now I'd like to assure you, His Holiness Pope Francis, that your stances that are based on encouraging peace and tolerance amongst the nation, it is fully appreciated. I fully appreciate. Remember my first meeting with Your Holiness in Vatican in 2014, and fully remember to listen your word. That is an indication of a big insight that is full of believing in the ability of the humanity in making the good. It is enjoying of the importance of dealing with the challenges of a harsh reality based on the work in reaching the noble goals that maintain the humanity and to spread the good among them. I would like to welcome you, Your Holiness Pope Francis, in such a divine land that lighten in the history of the humanity and raised the message of the Almighty God among the people and spreading the civilization and culture and through the peace, construction, tolerance amongst the whole people and throughout the ages. Such a very divine land was present of diversity of religion and culture and a place of good people that is believing that religion for the Almighty God and the nation for everybody and the mercy of the Almighty God contain and traces the whole humanity of all doctrines and beliefs. On such a land, the passenger piece and his Virgin Miriam carried a message of peace. And it was always a resort of and a merciful resort. Your Holiness Pope Francis, we consider such a historical message that is in line with the 70 anniversary of establishing a relationship between Egypt and Vatican that affirm the message of both entities based on love and respect, established by the divine messages to be a constitution of the coherence of the living humanity based on love and tolerance, and to be in a principle of rejecting the conflict that is spreading the violence among the humanity. And we've affirmed through our meeting the importance of such principles to be guidelines of leaders and governments in our world, that they are facing unprecedented challenges that never been witnessed before. The world is witnessing days that the voice of violences are rising and hatred that are blind, that hitting everywhere without any discrimination, that is claiming lives of our people. These were the powers of evil that claim in their linkage of the great Islam, that is the right Islam, never ordered to claim lives of people and the innocent people, or never ordered of terrifying the innocent and people. Yet, preceding the tolerance and mercy in order to respect the others of choosing doctrines and beliefs. Ladies and gentlemen, Egypt in the first line in confronting such terrorism, such an ugly terrorism that its people paying a highly price in confronting such devil and fully determined to eradicate and in defeat and to be united and not divided in such a context. I'd like to affirm to everybody that a fully eradication of terrorism is required unity amongst those who are in peace. That include the unity to cut the sources of funding, whether they are financed and funded by arms or money. The taking into consideration to not just the military work, but the political, intellectual, and social firms that is seeking to destroy terrorism and its groups. It is not only to mention, to praise and appreciate the instances of His Holiness Pope Francis that supported to activate the dialogue amongst the religious entities. The revision and revival of the inter-dialogue courses amongst entities was a great and historical steps, and providing in order to provide a very enlightened religious thought that would assist us in fighting or confronting such challenges. Al-Azhar is, as representative its affairs in presenting the real Islam, is playing a very important role in confronting the advocacy of extremism and terrorism. And I would like to extend my appreciation to your constructive participation in the World Conference of Peace organized by the Al-Azhar, that affirm your readiness and pursue the importance of among the other religions. I like such an historic visit of the Pope in 2013 and announcing in the 10th of May in a day of friendship between the Coptic and the Catholic churches, and a good step of cooperation between Egypt and its entities and the Vatican. And you are very welcomed to Egypt by the presence of the representative entities to be an universal announcement on the solidarity and the unity of our friendship, to be the main line in confronting the devil. Your Holiness Pope, we are once again welcoming you as an esteemed guest, and we are joining you on sharing hope of a peace based on mercy and tolerance. We wish you a very pleasant stay in our dear country, praying to the Almighty God to extend the bless of peace and assurance and security. I would like to welcome you once again. Thank you, and peace be upon you, Your Holiness Pope Francis.